I am doing a review of the Victorio Food Strainer VP250. It's brand new to me. I generally use, to make tomato sauce, tomato soup, whatever, this hand cranked, it's a knuckle buster. It does work, but you do then have to cook to death the tomatoes that you strain to it in a bowl in your sink. Because what happens is you turn this, it all gets smushed underneath these and forces them through this little grate. There are different size holes you can use. So here, dun 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 dun, is the new one. Okay, so I'm going to use my husband's macho to crank it, and hopefully we don't break it. So the seeds and pulp will come out here and go into my compost pile. The juice and the sauce will come out into this bowl. May need a bigger bowl, don't really know. So, deep inside this is a red screw. I've got the light on right now, but considering we have triple-digit temperatures, I'll be turning that off when we start cranking this. And it simply hooks under the edge of the countertop. So I'm hoping it goes well. I have all kind of different tomatoes, so we'll see. The advantage to this over this one is I have to pretty much simmer in a big pot the tomatoes to remove the skins before I put it through here. This we're putting the tomatoes in just as they are sliced, because I have different kinds that I've frozen and that we've gotten out of our garden, which is being just beat up by these triple-digit temperatures. So I'm going to give it a whirl. I got to get myself organized. Takes a minute when you start with something new. So I've washed the ones I had to pick yesterday due to the heat. I have some that I had frozen, waiting to make tomato sauce. And my setup over here is some chunky monkeys. These are grape tomatoes. So I have to see, is that enough to cut them in half? Then the ends I've dropped into my compost pile. So I'm waiting for the man. Always waiting on a man. There's songs about waiting on a woman. I am forever waiting on a man. And to see how this goes. So I'm going to do grape tomatoes first. Got them in here. And then after this is going to be the discards or compost. This is going to be the juice and the sauce. So I will then put a strainer in this, strain out the tomato sauce, and I'll be able to can tomato juice that I can use in a lot of things, from pork and beans, canning, to adding it to a stew or whatever. Or I'm making a Bloody Mary. I would drink a Virgin Mary, but regardless. And then the sauce will be much chunkier, and of course I'll get that hot on the stove. But in the past, when I had to, after boiling this, to get the skins off in a steamy kitchen, of course you're growing tomatoes in the summer, I would then have to cook it on the stove to really cook off the tomato juice to get down to the sauce. So this way I'm not wasting anything, and I won't have a large pot going on my stove for about an hour trying to get my tomato sauce the consistency I want. So I'm pretty excited about using this, and I just have to hope I put it together. My husband would have preferred to put it together, but we'll see what happens. Worst thing that happened is he has to take it apart. It's a big mess, and he has to fix it. Okay, let's get rocking. Alright. Okay. Alrighty then. The man is here, and he's going to crank up some of those grape tomatoes we put in our maiden voyage. Go. And the red thing in his left hand is the smusher if he needs it. Ooh, it's coming. It broke it. Ew, listen. Pulp. So this is sauce and juice. Juntos, together. Is it hard? No?
Not too hard.
Okay.
Okay.
So he's going to add some more. He said it wasn't very difficult, so we got to get a feel for how many can we put in the hopper. So super clean hands, super clean countertop. other end, that fat end goes in the hole. This is so much better than that little knuckle dragger I had. So maybe we'll have to like clean out that screen or something. You look at the funk coming. So we shoved the little red square pusher thing. Okay, so this is working, and I'll come back and show you what it's like when we do the frozen ones, because that's one way I've preserved a harvest till I get enough to have a full canner of tomato sauce in the past. So it's working good so far. Man labor, can you dig it? My husband decided to turn this, he's decided that since he's the cranker, it's a perfect manly workout. So he has a couple different moves that he can do with this.
Oh yeah, I discovered that if you're off to the side here, okay, you can get a total arm workout. Get your shoulders involved, even your back, okay? But by shifting, and then you can change your grip, okay? Work that bicep, yeah. And then also, now if you shift your position and stand in front of the machine, like so, all right, now you're working those pecs. Oh yeah, feel it. Man, feel the burn. It's good for your forearms and it'll get rid of those man titties.
So my plastic bowl was full. So here, my husband lifted that and poured this in here for me. So I believe, what's happening? The juice has gone down. The sauce is in here. Something's happening anyway. That's how it's going so far. And yes, indeedy, that is exactly what happened. If I can get a spoon here. This is my juice, tomato juice, and over here is my sauce. And just to show you, if you're a canner, you know this is pure radicalness, okay? So I am not going to have to cook this for an hour on high to get all this juice out, and this way I'm not wasting the juice. So far this review, this is a little kicking plastic with some metal machine. I'm digging it. It's working. So here is some of our frozen tomatoes that I had in a Ziploc bag, then was dropped into a food saver bag. So we're going to see, yeah, now it lets all that liquid come out. And because I'm going to be able to strain it, it's not going to have to cook on the stove forever, but that is juice from those tomatoes. This is working great. Get you one, people. So we filled up 2 of those Tupperware bowls. My husband poured it in here. The juice is going out. Look at the thickness of this. That did not happen with my knuckle banging little hand one. This is amazing. So I'm going to get this to where the juice is off. Then I'm going to have my husband hold it and show you the amount of sauce. This is heavy too. It's left in here. Let me get a little more out of there. This blew my mind. So he's getting into where the juice is going all out of the side. You can see it's still drooling. So this is full of juice, tomato juice. This is full of sauce. And I will tell you, this is definitely easier with 2 people, the way we did it. Just a wee bit more, maybe. Kind of an assembly line, but not the mess and not the heat of what I've normally gone through with having 2 of these pots doing 30, 60 seconds full of tomatoes in boiling water to get the skin off before I could even put them through that hand crank metal thing you saw. Much more efficient use of time. Okay? Now you go ahead and dump that in here. And I'm going to show them what's left on the bottom of that. So now he can use his spoon and show you how thick that is. So we're just going to turn it upside down on this, and that'll drain out naturally. How far out is that? Too cool for words. You can just turn it over, Vern. There you go. With its little rabbit ears. So the summary of my review is this little sucker rules. Now you could take this pulp and run it through a second time. I don't see any need to do that. This was absolutely amazing. And all I've got to do later is clean this off. Okay, so this Victorio food strainer rules. That's my takeaway. If you're a canner or a big Bloody Mary drinker and you grow your own vegetables or even buy them, this thing rocks. I'm digging it.